Right, let's dive into something pretty wild, okay? The placebo effect. And we're not just talking about sugar pills here, folks.
Oh, no, not at all.
This deep dive is really about, like, how your mind can actually trick your body into healing. I mean, we're talking fake surgeries, altered hormone levels, even like changes in brain activity.
It's amazing.
Buckle up, because the source material for this one, it's mind-blowing.
It really is. You know, it highlights how much we still don't even know about the mind-body connection, right? We just like constantly underestimate the influence our thoughts and beliefs have on our physical well-being.
Okay, so everyone's heard of the placebo effect, right?
Mm.
But what's fascinating to me is that it's not just like thinking yourself better, right?
Right.
We're talking about actual measurable changes happening in the body.
Yeah.
So how does that even work? Like, how's that possible?
Well, you know, let's start with what we know.
Okay.
When you expect a treatment to work, even if it's, you know, a sugar pill, your brain can kind of kickstart this whole cascade of physiological responses.
Okay.
It's like hitting the heal button in your like internal pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
And this can involve the release of endorphins, you know, your body's natural painkillers.
Okay, yeah.
And dopamine, which is associated with like reward and pleasure.
So it's like your brain is saying, hey, we're getting treatment. Let's release the good stuff.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's not just about like feeling better, right? There are actual physical changes happening.
Exactly. Like studies have shown that placebos can reduce inflammation.
Well,
They can alter hormone levels and even impact brain activity in ways that mirror like the effects of real medications. It's not just like willpower or anything.
right.
It's a very complex interplay of expectations, brain chemistry, and, you know, physiological responses.
Okay. So wait, hold on. Are you telling me that my brain can like change my body's chemistry just because I believe something is going to work?
You know, it might sound far-fetched, but the evidence is actually quite compelling. Think about it like this. The term placebo actually comes from the Latin, I shall please.
Huh.
And it speaks to this whole idea of the mind's ability to soothe and heal, and it's been recognized for centuries.
I shall please.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. It's like our brains are trying to, make us happy.
Yeah.
And sometimes that involves like tricking us into feeling better.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know the brain is involved, but what are some real-world examples of this placebo effect in action? I'm talking about like the wow moments, the ones that make you question everything you thought you knew.
Oh, there are plenty of those. Let's start with pain relief, for example. Okay. So you might expect a sugar pill to do nothing for a headache, right?
Mm-hmm.
But studies have shown that people taking placebos actually report significant pain reduction, and like they're activating the same brain regions as people taking actual painkillers.
So just the expectation of pain relief can like trigger a real
So
response.
honestly, and it gets even wilder.
Yeah.
There's this fascinating study on fake surgeries for knee pain. So they split patients into two groups, right? One received actual real surgery, and the other got incisions made, but like without any actual procedure.
Whoa.
You know what's crazy? Both groups reported similar improvements.
Wait, so people who had fake surgery felt just as good as those who had like the real deal?
Yeah,
That's incredible. Our brains are more powerful than we realize.
absolutely. It highlights how powerfully like our beliefs can influence healing, but you know, it's not just limited to pain.
Right.
Even like athletic performance can be impacted by the placebo effect.
Really?
Yeah. Athletes who were given placebo performance enhancing drinks, which is just like flavored water,
Okay.
showed enhanced performance simply because they believed the drinks were effective.
You're telling me that thinking you've got a performance boost can actually make you perform better?
Yeah.
What's happening in the brain there?
Well, their belief in the drink's efficacy likely triggered, you know, a cascade of physiological changes, including increased motivation, focus, even altered perception of effort.
Interesting.
It's like the brain is saying, you know, game on, we've got the good stuff.
So it's not just about like what we put into our bodies, but also what we believe about what we're putting into our bodies. Okay, I'm officially mind blown. But I have a feeling this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? There's got to be more to this story.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty more to unpack. For example, you know, the color of a pill, a doctor's confidence, even the branding of a treatment can all influence the placebo effect.
Oh, are you saying that something as simple as the color of a pill can like make a difference?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, it's still just a pill, right?
It might sound strange, but think about it. We have all these subconscious associations with colors.
Right.
You know, red and orange, they might signal like energy, while blue might suggest calmness.
Okay.
These cues, however subtle, can shape our expectations.
Right.
And those expectations can influence the placebo response.
This is my brain is playing tricks on me, making me think like a red pill will be more effective than a blue one, even if they're both just sugar.
It's a little more nuanced than that. It's not just about the color itself, but the associations and expectations we bring to the whole experience, right?
Yeah.
Remember, the placebo effect is all about the interplay between our minds and bodies. It's a powerful demonstration of how deeply interconnected they truly are.
This is all so fascinating. Makes you wonder, if our beliefs are so powerful, how does the pharmaceutical industry even test new drugs? I mean, if a sugar pill can make you feel better, how do they know if a real drug is actually working?
That's a great question. And it leads us to the crucial role the placebo effect plays in clinical trials.
Okay.
This is where it gets really serious because we're talking about real-world implications. You see, new drugs are always tested against placebos to determine their true effectiveness.
So it's like a control group to see if the drug is like doing more than just triggering the placebo effect.
Exactly. And here's the clincher. If a drug doesn't outperform a placebo, it's considered ineffective. That's how powerful the placebo effect can be. It sets a very, very high bar for new medications to prove their worth.
Wow, that really puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
So a sugar pill can actually be like a benchmark for medical science. It makes you wonder, though, what about those cases where people like know they're taking a placebo? Does it still work?
That's where things get really, really interesting. Imagine, being told you're taking a sugar pill, right?
Yeah.
Knowing it's not like real medicine, but still experiencing improvements. That's the power of the open label placebo.
Wait, so even when we know it's a placebo, our minds can still like convince our bodies that we're getting real treatment.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
It challenges our understanding of, the mind-body connection and how belief can actually override our conscious awareness.
Wow.
There's still so much we don't know, but the research on open-label placebo suggests that even acknowledging the placebo can trigger these beneficial responses. It's like our brains are wired for hope and healing, even when we logically, know better. It's fascinating, isn't it? Even when we, know that we're receiving a placebo, our brains can still orchestrate these incredible healing responses.
Right.
It speaks to the inherent power of our minds to shape our experiences, both positive and unfortunately, negative.
Yeah, you're talking about the nocebo effect, right?
Right.
The evil twin of the placebo effect.
Exactly.
It's kind of unsettling to think that our negative expectations can actually manifest as real symptoms.
Yeah, it's definitely a concept that that challenges our traditional notions of how our minds and bodies interact. While the placebo effect shows us the power of positive expectations, the nocebo effect really highlights the potential downside of negative thinking.
So if I believe something will make me feel worse, it actually can.
Well, yeah.
Give me an example. How does this play out in real life?
Okay, well, imagine this scenario, okay? A patient is warned about potential side effects of a medication, right? Even if they're given a placebo.
Okay.
That the mere suggestion of these negative outcomes can trigger anxiety and apprehension, leading to those very symptoms manifesting, even though there's no active ingredient causing them.
That's kind of scary. It's our minds have this power to sabotage our own well-being. Do you think this is why some people experience those listed side effects, even if they're super rare?
It's certainly a possibility. While informed consent is crucial, overloading patients with an exhaustive list of potential negative outcomes can inadvertently trigger a nocebo response.
Yeah.
It's the delicate balance between empowering patients with knowledge and potentially inducing unnecessary anxiety.
It makes you think twice about reading those long lists of potential side effects in medication pamphlets. I usually skip those. But, okay, this nocebo effect, is it limited to, medical situations? Or can it influence other areas of our lives?
The principles behind the nocebo effect, they actually extend far beyond the realm of medicine.
Okay.
They permeate our daily lives in subtle but profound ways.
Ooh, give me some examples.
Yeah.
I'm always up for, having my mind blown.
Okay, well, consider the marketing of luxury goods. Right? Yeah. Have you ever noticed how people often perceive expensive products as inherently better, even if there's no objective difference in quality?
Right.
That's like the placebo effect in action. But the flip side is that we might avoid perfectly good products because we believe they're like cheap or inferior.
Oh, I totally get that. There's like something about that high price tag that makes you think like this must be amazing.
Right.
But you're saying the opposite can be true too. Like if I think something's cheap, I might automatically assume it's not as good.
Exactly. Our preconceived notions and beliefs about value can significantly influence like our perception of products, regardless of their actual quality.
Okay, that makes sense. What other everyday examples of the nocebo effect can you share?
Well, think about like performance anxiety, for example.
Okay.
So a musician might have like practiced flawlessly for weeks, but the moment they step on stage,
Yeah.
the fear of making a mistake can just like cripple their performance. They become so focused on like what could go wrong
Yep.
that they actually like increase their chances of making an error.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
You worry about something so much that you actually like make it happen.
Precisely. The nocebo effect really like highlights the power of negative expectations.
Okay.
When we fixate on like negative outcomes, we create like a mental and emotional environment that's conducive to those very outcomes manifesting.
It's like setting yourself up for failure before you even like begin. Okay, this is all getting a bit heavy. Let's shift gears. We've talked about how our like negative expectations can like harm us.
Right.
But is there a way to like harness the power of positive expectations for good?
Yeah.
Can we intentionally use the placebo effect to like improve our lives?
Absolutely. That's like the empowering message I want to emphasize. We are not simply at the mercy of our expectations.
Right.
We have the ability to shape and direct them. It starts with like cultivating a mindset of optimism and possibility.
So it's not just about like positive thinking, it's about really believing that things can get better.
Exactly. It's about shifting your internal dialogue from, this will never work to I am capable of healing and improvement.
Right.
And this shift in mindset can have like profound effects on our physiology.
Okay, I can definitely work on that. But how do we make that shift? What are some like actionable steps people can take to like harness this placebo power for good?
One powerful strategy is establishing routines and rituals that signal healing and improvement to your brain.
Okay.
This could be anything from like practicing mindful meditation or yoga to creating a like relaxing bedtime routine.
Mm-hmm.
The consistency of these actions really helps to condition your mind and body to anticipate positive outcomes.
So it's like creating positive associations in our brains. If I always do this one thing before bed, my brain knows it's time to like relax and heal.
Precisely. By incorporating these rituals into your daily life, you're essentially sending signals to your brain that you're, taking proactive steps towards well-being.
Yeah.
And this can in turn trigger the release of like beneficial chemicals and promote, a sense of calm and control.
That makes a lot of sense. Are there any other strategies people can use?
Surround yourself with positive influences. Engage with people who uplift and inspire you. Seek out information that empowers and motivates you. The more you expose yourself to like positive stimuli,
Yeah.
the more you'll like strengthen those neural pathways associated with, optimism and resilience.
It's like feeding your brain a healthy diet of positivity.
Exactly.
Junk food for the mind is out, and we're going for like nourishing, wholesome content.
Exactly. It's about being mindful of the information you consume and the company you keep. Remember, like, your environment plays a significant role in shaping your thoughts and beliefs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's incredible to think that something as simple as our thoughts and beliefs can have such a profound impact on our physical well-being.
Right.
It's like we have this like untapped power within us waiting to be like unleashed.
I couldn't agree more. The placebo effect is a testament to the extraordinary capacity of the human mind to heal and transform. It's a reminder that we are not merely passive recipients of our circumstances, but active participants in shaping our reality.
This has been so insightful. We've explored the science, the real world examples, the potential downsides,
Yeah.
and the empowering message that we can harness this power for good. But I have a feeling there's still more to explore, right?
Absolutely. The exploration of the placebo effect is an ongoing journey. There's so much more we're learning about, like the intricate workings of the mind-body connection. And I have no doubt that future research will reveal even more, like astounding insights.
I'm excited to see what the future holds for this field.
Okay.
But for now, let's shift our focus to the listener. What's the key takeaway you want them to walk away with today?
I want them to realize that